Well, I think that's what's so fascinating about you is that you listen to Korn, you got this like heavy metal vibe to you, but you're one of the most outgoing, nicest people, and you have an incredible story, and that's why you're on the show today. Greetings, Red Tie community. It's the bald guy in the red tie, John Butler, your favorite bald-headed red tie wearing real estate agent and Red Tie Community Show host, saying hello, welcome to the show.
I like your title.
You like that?
Yeah, that's a nice title.
It's a mouthful, man.
It really is. Is that all on your card?
It should be. It should wrap around the card.
You should. 8x11 for your card. Here you go.
Oh, man, this is going to be a fun show.
This is going to be horrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our special guest today, Mr. Jason Arledge.
Thank you.
And if the name rings a bell, you probably bought a car from him. What? A car salesman? Mm-hmm. Yes, not just a car salesman. One of the best car salesmen ever. To the point where when we bought our car, he literally drove it over that night. He's like, you know what car you want? Yeah, we do. You know what color you want? Yeah, we do. All right, just sign a couple things. I'll be over in about 30 minutes. Thanks.
We make it tough.
Man.
We try.
That's probably one of the best car experiences I've ever had, actually.
I don't even like going into the dealership, so if I can help, it gets me out of there too. So yes.
You're there for like 12 hours a day, aren't you?
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why we're moving is to get away from the 12, 13-hour days and go to the slower, non-busyness and go out in the country.
Well, and that's why I want to have you on the show today because we've known each other for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
Good Lord. But we've done multiple real estate transactions together, bought multiple cars together.
Yeah.
And you, my friend, are leaving the Golden State to go to Tennessee.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this new chapter of life?
Yeah. Nerves finally kicked in yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, just ball of stress now. It's wonderful living out of boxes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You had to sell it in 4 days. Thanks.
Well, so you give me this call, and you're like, hey, John, I need to sell my house like yesterday. I'm like, okay, thanks for the heads up and the advance notice.
Yeah.
And so you said you wanted it sold quickly, and I think we pretty much knocked that out.
You really did. I appreciate it. Even the neighbors are asking, this second time selling? Sold? Sold sign. Sold. So you might get some calls.
4 days, baby.
Right? No
4
big
days
deal.
on the market.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Good job. What was it? Over asking price?
By a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
$19,000 more than asking price.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that in a second because I want to show your video because it was probably one of the better videos we've ever done.
It was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you focused on the dog. That's all that mattered.
Yeah. Well, you said throw the dog in there. I wasn't sure how to incorporate that in, but we got some good footage.
Well, we could talk about that today, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a good storyline.
Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now the audience is like, oh my gosh, there's so many storylines. Where do we go now?
Right.
It's kind of like a Netflix series.
Yes. Oh. Side note, Netflix series, watching Making a Murderer right now. We're 2 episodes left.
Oh, on the first season?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Doesn't that get you in?
I don't think the guy did it.
Oh, man.
I don't think he did.
We watched it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It throws you back and forth a lot of times, though.
It really did. It did. So what else you got for me? Let's hear
Oh, man. Well, so let's get started. How did you get into the car sales business?
I tried to buy a car 15 years ago and ended up not getting a car and getting a job that I multiply tried to quit probably 5 times in the first 3 years. And every time I tried to quit, they promoted me. So I guess I was stuck doing this for the rest of my life. And I'm okay with it now. I've come to grips with the reality.
Well, you're good at what you do, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you got that outgoing personality. You're honest and trustworthy, which is huge in sales.
It really is.
You know, and I think that's why a lot of people have a lot of hard times with car dealerships because there is that stigma. I mean, real estate is the same.
It really is.
Yeah.
Few industries where you gauge your income based off of how much someone's going to pay for something. Where it's not like that when you go to Target and you go, well, what's your best price on this item? You don't negotiate at a convenience store where you know that is what you do in your field and my field. And every penny that you take off is money out of your pocket, money out of my pocket. So it is a very interesting industry. You have to earn that income. You have to earn that trust. You have to deliver cars to people's homes. You do have to make that extra step to make that extra dollar.
Yeah. And that was pretty phenomenal, by the way. My wife was pretty blown away when you just showed up with the car.
I still remember that car's name. I think it was like Snowflake or something like
Yeah.
that.
Snowflake, Snowball, Snowflake?
Something like that.
Something snowy.
I remember.
I think it was Snowflake. Good job, dude.
Yeah. Come on, Jack in his little car seat. I remember all that stuff. Come on.
That's a good salesman. If you can remember that from over a decade ago, that's impressive.
I definitely remember all of that. Yep, I remember the Aspen. I remember them all, man.
That's cool, man. Very cool. So you've been doing this for 15 years. How many cars do you think you've sold over your lifetime?
Oh gosh, I haven't been on the front end of a car deal in over 8 years though, so it's been a while.
Because you do more of the managing behind it.
I got into finance, became a sales manager. So if you want to count that, then it's even more cars. But I averaged anywhere from 10 to 25 cars a month. So it wasn't a crazy amount, but I was consistent. And so on the floor for, call it 6 years, 15 cars a month. I've sold quite a few. It's been a couple.
Few.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
How many homes have you sold?
Over 200.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've been doing it for 8 years now?
A decade, 10 years. So there's a lot of people. There's some people that do like 200 a year, but they don't have a life. I have a life.
You do?
I have a nice balanced life.
You're one of the few. You actually inspired me on your voicemail way back when, and I actually kind of integrated that into my emails and stuff like that on my days off. I post my schedule when I send emails to clients.
Yeah.
And hey, the days in red, those are days I set up for my family. And I actually got that from you because, hey, if it's a Saturday or Sunday and you don't have an appointment with me, I'm going to talk to you on Monday.
Yeah.
And I learned that and slowly started kind of shaping that family work-life balance there. And there was no pivoting point until I learned something like that to get that pivot point.
Well, it's so important, especially as young family men that we are. We're both ambitious. We love, business and making money and providing for our family and things like that. But I think with that ambition, it's very easy to go full throttle 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And the problem about burning so hot is that sometimes you burn the people around you that are closest to you.
Yeah.
And so I got a point in my career where I was just going too hard and too fast. And, I heard this expression where if you climb the ladder of success and you get to the top and you realize that the ladder was on the wrong building, then have you really succeeded?
No, it's true. And you're a lot like me when it comes to being a perfectionist, and you're like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and you kind of let it overwhelm you and kind of take over. And when I've neglected friends, family members because of it, I need to get my wife a shirt that says, my husband is not imaginary, he does exist. I swear I'm not making him up, here's a picture of him, something along those lines, because I miss family events. Anytime in this industry you say, oh, family 3-day weekend, I work.
Yeah.
It's a holiday weekend.
There are no 3-day weekends for you.
I'm working. I'll be there. So 4th of July, Memorial Day, I'm working from open to close every day. And everyone's got that time off. I'm working double time. So it's rough. It's not a very fun industry when it comes to that.
Well, and you're hard at work, but you are an amazing family man. And something that I've always respected and appreciated about you is, and I now that I trace back the lineage of this thought, my lunch bags, my Dear Jack lunch bags.
Yeah.
That was inspired by you, by your daily napkins.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, your napkins are like creatively drawn and well thought and loving. Like, oh, I hope you have a great day at school, buddy.
Well thought at 4 o'clock in the morning is not very well thought. I'm like, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. The pictures I try to do early on.
Yeah.
And then I'll write the note like, oh, you got to go to school, and I'll write them really quick. But yeah, it's fun doing the drawing. I like your wittiness on your napkins. My kids they're not there yet. They'll think I'm making fun of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, more so than I am.
Well, mine literally say, hey, Jack, what kind of deodorant are you using? An onion? You actually have loving.
You got 3 boys, yeah, of course.
I have 3 boys, so it's boy humor.
Yes.
Talk about farts and burping and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, my daughter doesn't have that. She's, no.
She a lady?
Yes, very proper lady.
Mm-hmm. Very princess?
Yeah, 7 going on 18. Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Good luck with that, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, she's super outgoing, too. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long you been married?
It'll be 9 years this December.
Wow.
Yeah, someone's put up with me past 7 years. I'm impressed.
Well, you made it past 99% of Hollywood couples, so that's a success.
Didn't I do that like in 6 months?
Yeah,
9 months? What's their range
was it
now?
Britney Spears, like 48-hour marriage or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
One of those celebrities had one that was really short. So I always love these stories, so I want to throw the microphone at you. Oh, no. How did you meet Amber?
This wonderful auto industry.
Yeah?
Yep. A friend of a friend that said, girl went through a bad breakup and her ex-boyfriend destroyed her credit and she needs a car. And sadly, I could not get her a car. However, I got a date. And
I'll just drive you everywhere.
Yeah,
if you date me.
I got this. I just got out of a relationship. She just got out of a relationship. We met up at the Red Robin here at Temecula Mall, and we said we're not going to date again. We went on another date, and we're not going to say the time period after all what time period it was, but later on, I get a notification that we're having a child. We're not going to move in with each other. We moved in. We're not going to get married. We got married. Then we bought our second home with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we're on 2 kids and 9 years of being married and on our 4th home now. So thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the real estate aspect of things, because we've done quite a few transactions, and actually you're a part of the Hall of Fame transaction, if you remember that one.
Yes, I do.
But on your first house, I remember it was a short sale out in Winchester.
Yep.
So we found you a house, and this is back when you can actually get like a 3,000 square foot house for less than $300,000, which is not
Unheard
possible,
of.
not
Yeah.
possible now. And so I remember closing on that deal, and somehow your mom had the code to get in, and we were literally a few hours away from closing, so it was closing day, so
Yeah.
it was close enough.
Yeah.
It's like being on a ship and it's coming into harbor, and somebody just jumps off the boat and swims to the shore. But your mom goes in and starts painting walls, and the listing agent shows up. And the listing agent happens to be one of the directors of the Board of Ethics for the real estate community. She was not happy, my friend.
No, I remember that. Yeah, I didn't know that Band-Aid was going to get pulled off again today.
Woo!
Yeah.
So I get an angry phone call from the listing agent, ripping me a new one, saying that your mom was in there painting walls, and this lady confronts her. Your mom gets in the car, slams on the gas, knocks over the cable box in the front yard.
We fixed that, yeah.
Yeah. And so my only response to this angry agent on the other side of the phone was, "What, you didn't know that his mom was part ninja?" And she did not appreciate the humor.
No. That ended up panning out being easy, and everything was good after that, right?
Yes, and I'm actually good friends with the agent still to this day. So
All right,
she
good.
has once the emotions died down, she saw it for, she gave it some grace, thank goodness.
She understands you a lot better now too.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
good.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah. We've had wonderful hiccups near the end of all of these. You noticed that?
Don't say that, because we're not done yet on yours.
Oh, we're getting there. We're close. We're almost done.
So you lived in that house for a year or two, and then what happened?
Then some follically challenged man calls me up saying I need to sell my home, and I told him it wasn't for sale, and then we started looking at other homes, and apparently it was for sale. And
Funny how that happened.
yeah,
Huh?
and then we went through that wonderful roller coaster of selling a home and buying a home, which was, you baby stepped us just right.
Yeah.
Buy a home. Sell a home, you don't need to show it. I got it sold. You just need to buy another one.
Yeah.
And then we did the next one of selling a home but not buying a home and leaving. So we've done, I think, every type of transaction now.
You really have.
Yeah.
And so after you were living in that first house for about 2 years, I called you up because I had clients that this was the perfect house for them. And I said, "Hey, Jason, I know you were just getting settled in, but I think we can find you another house so these buyers can buy your house."
Yep.
But the thing is, they had to sell their house and another house in Escondido so they could buy that house. But the people that bought their house had to sell their house as well. So we're talking about 5 houses, 6 contingencies, and 2 30-day rent backs, all within a 45-day process.
Yep.
So talk about ulcers,
Yeah.
talking about sleepless nights. That was quite the transaction for the books.
It really was. Actually, it's funny when I brought you up to a couple people that you were my agent. They're like, "Oh, we know about that." Like, people that aren't even part of this brokerage knew of that transaction. I was like, "That's pretty cool." So you weren't kidding about it being in history. That was a pretty cool transaction.
Well, see, a lot of agents and just clients have a hard time doing one contingency, and a contingency is basically, "Hey, I need to buy a house, but I need to sell mine first," kind of thing. So that's one contingency, and a lot of people get stressed about that. So to do, 5 houses, 6 contingencies, 2 30-day rent backs, kind of thing, that's pretty much unheard of.
Yeah, you need lightning to strike in the same place 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
Hey,
about that?
good job. You pulled it off.
We did it.
Yeah.
And then about a month and a half ago, I'm traveling up in Bakersfield, my old stomping grounds, and I get this phone call. And you're like, "Hey, we're going to Tennessee, and we're going to go see how we like it. And then if we like it, we're going to call you, and we want you to sell the house. But you kind of need to sell it like in a couple days."
I gave you that much time? I don't think I gave you that much time.
Not much heads up
Yeah.
notice.
No, I yeah, I got a job. I didn't think I was going to get a job that quick. And we were homesick from Tennessee already. It was bizarre. We were there for a week, and yeah, we had to sell our house, and I had a job. I was getting ready to go out there anyways without selling the home to get situated in the job. So, but now I can do it all in one shot now because my house is sold in 4 days.
In 4 days.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, and the pressure cooker on that for me was that homes in that kind of high 400 price range right now are kind of lagging a little bit. They're kind of taking their sweet time because there's so much inventory in that price range. And so when you're like, yeah, you need to sell this, and I need to be in Tennessee by the middle of August, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, so here we go.
Yeah.
So I think we came up with a great incentive package. I appreciate it so much when a seller understands sales and understands human psychology and incentives and things like that, because you structured it one of the best deals I've ever seen, actually.
Incentivized everybody. Incentivized me, you, the buyer, the buying agent. And it was well-rounded. It was a good approach, and don't give me credit for it. I just okayed it. It was
stamp of approval.
Yes, it was your idea on that one, so I'll give you on that. I knew I wanted to up something on the buying agent side to incentivize them, and you're like, you want to incentivize the buyer too. Yep. The appraisal really made and break. It was the make and breaking point. Whatever that dollar amount came by was really was this possible? And because of it, it was.
Absolutely. And you know, I advise people to get a pre-listing appraisal because it's so important. Because so many agents, what they do is they show up to the seller's house and they have their comparable market analysis, right? But unfortunately, what a lot of those agents do, I'm not going to say all agents, but a lot of them, what they'll do is they'll pick out the lower comps, and they say, yeah, Mr. Seller, your house is worth only this much, kind of thing. They show them the low comparables kind of thing, right? Yeah. And then they wonder why it sells so fast, and they toot their own horn. They go, oh, yeah, look how fast it sold, kind of thing. Well, so what we did is we actually got a pre-listing appraisal, and an appraisal versus a CMA is like an X-ray versus an MRI. Yeah. So way more detailed and things like that. And then when you saw the numbers, you saw that there's enough meat on the bone to be generous to the other side of things. Correct. And that incentive just really nailed it.
Yeah. How many people show the house to? Two?
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that second buyer, he's like, so my buyer doesn't want to mess around. They want this house. What number do we need to make this happen, kind of thing. And I love conversations like that.
Oh, me too. Especially knowing the ball is in. You really had all the control on it, too, at that point, because we had an open house, 2 days later? Yeah. That was canceled. So, I mean, they knew they had to be aggressive on it, too. And usually what you're saying in a stale market like that, how do you get that aggression? It's proper marketing. So it worked out good.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
And the video is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So we are actually going to show the video clip. So let's cue up the video. Here we go. Greetings, Red Tie community. It's the bald guy in the red tie, John Butler, your favorite bald-headed red tie wearing realtor from Signature Real Estate Group. And you know me, I love having creative challenges when it comes to listing videos, especially for my VIP seller clients. And so when I met with Jason and Amber, and they said they were huge Lego fans, I said, oh, I know exactly what to do.
This is my vision of the future. Ta-da!
A house?
Come on, let me give you the tour.
Let's check it out. I promise you, it's gonna be awesome.
Very first one on the cul-de-sac. This is the living room, where you can live it up. TV room, dining room, planties room, kitty cat room.
Yes, indeed, everything is awesome at 26217 Isabella Place in Murrieta. Located near the 215 freeway, right behind the Sam's Club off of Murrieta Hot Springs Road in the Windham Place of Creekside Village. Stepping inside, you'll be greeted by a large living room and dining room area, along with a downstairs bedroom and bathroom. The kitchen has gorgeous granite counters and tons of cabinet space, along with a walk-in pantry which features a TV overhead so you can watch your favorite Lego movies while cooking dinner. The main floor plan feature that everyone loves is having the kitchen connect to the family room, and of course it is important to have a family room that is big enough for your custom couch along with your built-in for your TV, so you can watch TV with all your buddies on your double-decker couch.
For instance, one time I wanted to have a bunch of my friends over to watch TV. Not unlike this TV that just showed up magically. And not everybody can fit on my one couch. And I thought to myself, well, what if there was such a thing as a bunk bed, but as a couch? Introducing the double-decker couch. So everyone could watch TV together and be buddies.
Upstairs, you'll find 3 bedrooms, a Jack and Jill bathroom, and you'll have access to a huge loft area, which will be a great place for your kids to leave their Legos scattered across the carpet like shards of hidden broken glass.
Use that
It's like a walk in a park made of glass.
You got this. Don't
Good save. That was a very good save.
Take your time.
The master bedroom is ginormous, with more than enough space to make any magical Lego creation you could possibly want, if you know what I mean. And the best part is, you'll have 2 closets, so you no longer have to fight over closet space. And beyond the closets, you have your master bathroom with dual sinks and an extra large tub and shower combo, which is great for cleaning up. Just make sure you don't get soap in your eye.
Step 4, shower. And always be sure to keep the soap out of your ass!
Now, hands down, we have saved the best for last. Having an awesome backyard has become an absolute must for most homebuyers, and this backyard absolutely does not disappoint. You have waterfalls, built-in barbecue, fire pit, hardscape throughout, and plenty of room for the kids to run around. Well, there you have it, folks. 26217 Isabella Place in Murrieta. We're talking about 3,800 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4-car garage, and guess what? The seller on this one was so smart that he got a pre-listing appraisal, and the pre-listing appraisal came in at $528,000. So at $499, this is a deal and a steal because you're going to be moving in with nearly $30,000 in equity. I know, pretty awesome, right? But for my real estate agent friends out there, guess what? The commission on this one is going to be 3.5%. Oh my gosh, I know. But wait, there's more. For any offers at or above asking price, guess what the seller's doing for the buyer? He's going to throw in a $2,500 gift card to Best Buy or a store of your choice. I know, best seller ever. Whoa. So don't delay, see it today, because as the Lego movie says,
everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream.
So what do you think of that, man?
Worked out good.
So I like doing themed videos.
Yes.
And you said that you were a Lego fan, and this is obvious because you have the Millennium Falcon in Legos.
Yes.
That I'm sure your kids made, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, there's certain Legos they know that are non-playing with toys and playing with toys, and they know the difference between the two. If it has a little plaque on it, don't touch it.
Yeah. This is Dad's treasure museum piece.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have fun boxing that up.
Thanks. I spent like $500 in bubble wrap. I appreciate it.
But I remember when I was making that video, man, it came together so good.
Yeah.
And you don't see real estate videos like that.
I actually, my Tennessee agent, I sent it to her, and she goes, "You don't see anything like that out here. No one. It's home, info, price."
Yeah. That's
And
it.
here's another one: home, info, price. There's nothing. There's no personality involved. So it was cool to get a little bit of our personalities in a video like that. Kids even liked it.
Well, and anytime for me, it's about entertaining, right? So if you can entertain people and then give them information while they're being entertained, I think that's a winning combination, And I see so many people doing real estate videos, and it's got the, the smooth jazz in the background kind of thing, and like you said, it's got
monotone voice and
yeah, there's nothing exciting about it. So, I think that added to the success of the sale of your home.
I think, we gave it enough exposure. I had a couple people that I've worked with in my industry. You're selling your house. Where are you going? That video is hilarious. We're going to go to your open house. I haven't talked to these people in 3-4 years, but they're touching base with me because of that video.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool, and people recognize, I know that guy's house, and it was pretty neat.
Well, and that backyard that you have is freaking beautiful.
That's what made us buy that house, and that was. You added that house to the list, by the way. You gave me a listing, all the listings, and we're like, that one's out of our range. And you're like, we're going to look at that one anyways. And we did. And I was like, this Jack. But it ended up working out pretty good. It was awesome home.
So you had some good memories in that backyard?
Yeah, very cool backyard. So we're going to have to look at our 2.5 acres now, though. So it's going to be rough.
Yeah, so tell me about the house over in Tennessee. What's going on?
2.5 acres out in the country, just north of Nashville. We have a 0.3 acre pond. It's stocked with fish.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
You go fishing in your own pond?
Yes, we want to get one of those pedal boats.
Yeah.
That on there. Our nearest neighbor is around the corner from us, I'd say maybe 300 yards away. And they're the ones that originally built the home that they're selling, and they built their new home around the corner. So we already have our built-in neighbors just those people. That's it.
Is it woodsy? Like, are there woods around it?
Yes, you're more or less you're coming off the highway and you're going into the country and you see a lot of farms and stuff like that. So much like Bakersfield with a little bit more trees.
Thanks for the shout out.
Yep.
That's
And-
next on our list of topics, by the way.
Sounds good. And so you go through there, and then you'll hit a lot of the trees and stuff. I actually had to take off my sunglasses a couple times because of how much shading you get from the trees.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is great. So you're going through the windy road, and it's one of those roads if someone's coming head on, you got to kind of pull off to the side. I like that kind of stuff. It reminds me of growing up, hanging out with my grandma's.
dangerously.
Yeah. And so you're out in all this open farmland, trees around and stuff. It's really neat. It's super cool. It's jaw-dropping. We videoed it and walking. I mean, the whole drive from the highway to the house.
Wow.
It's breathtaking. It's amazing. But yeah, so we're going to have a fishing pond. It's going to be rough.
That's awesome, dude. What a cool lifestyle that's out there. You know, California is very fast-paced, and
Yes.
you know, everybody's busy, and you know, you go to work, you do your thing, and you go home, and you're just exhausted. But it's like, it seems like everywhere else besides California is just, it's got that kind of laid-back kind of thing.
And a couple of people, the locals out there, were warning me of that. I said, you're going to come up to people on a grocery store line, and they want to talk about their lawn. They're going to talk about their lawn
For 20 minutes.
And then you if they're going to talk to you about your lawn, get ready. You're going to have a 10-minute conversation about your lawn. What if you got somewhere to go? You got to talk about your lawn.
So lawns are a big thing out there.
Yeah. So apparently I'm getting a ride-on mower and a straw hat. I'm excited. Yep.
Country boy Jason.
Yes, sir.
That's
You
awesome,
hear me
dude.
say I'm gonna have a little southern draw coming up next time you hear me.
I'll tell you what.
You reckon?
Oh yeah, yeah. Get that southern language
Oh,
and lingo
jeez.
in there, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I just wonder how the Tennesseans are going to be with corn music being blasted out of the speakers at all hours of the day and night.
Yeah, my nearest neighbor's 300 yards away. I don't think they'll mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's different music scene out there that I'm used to.
Yeah.
Going from metal music to country music, it's not going to happen.
So I'm from Bakersfield, as I think most of the audience knows and that you know and aware of. And Korn, the heavy metal band, is also from Bakersfield.
Yep.
So how did you get involved with Korn? Like, you are a diehard Korn fan. Like, you have the shirt. You literally have your own drink flask that says Korn on it. And do you have a Korn tattoo?
No, I was actually waiting for my next meet and greet with them, and I was going to have them sign my arm with all my favorite artists, and that will be one of the next editions.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I just got to wait for the next meet and greet that's available with them, and they usually will sign a couple things for you. We're like, here you go. And
So what is it about Korn's music that just vibes with you?
it was unique. There's really no music style like that out there. And growing up teenage, you have that teenage angst and anger that you want to get out. And it was a good avenue to let it all out. And it was just raw in your face music. And gosh, it was amazing.
Just loved it, huh?
Yeah, the melodics of the heavy music. I play guitar, and I wanted to make the guitar sound like how they made their sound like. And it was a journey of watching them grow as musicians that I followed and grew with, and as their lyrics matured, I matured with them. They had me fascinated from start to finish, and been hooked ever since. Every time they're in California, I go to one of their shows. Side note, we had to make sure there was a venue nearby. The closest venue is 20 minutes away in Nashville, so we're okay.
That's
So
good. Yeah, Nashville's a good hot spot, so that's good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, but that's what got me into them. I had posters of them all over my walls. I was telling you earlier, my mom thought I was going to be an animal abuser or a serial murderer with the music I listened to. Like, no, this is the music that makes me a normal person, makes me a sane person. I've listened to it going to bed, and I've seen them probably over 30 times. I've met them over 4 or 5 times. At one point, Jonathan Davis was related to me by marriage with my grandmother's husband. His son or his daughter was married to Jonathan Davis at one point.
way.
Yeah. It was just, I was fascinated. And they're like, yeah, you probably never heard of them. Well, who? Korn. What? I lost my mind. I was 14. It was cool. I was always intertwined with that band my entire life. My mom knows that. Everyone in my family knows that is my favorite band.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so are they still together?
Yes,
still
they are.
playing?
Yeah,
'Cause-
they're on tour right now with Alice in Chains.
Is it Brian who stepped away for a while, but are they all back together now?
Yeah, so the drummer David Silva, he ended up leaving the band, I want to say after their 4th album. They got a new guy, Ray. He is a drummer from a band called, I think it's KXM, and he plays with them now. And then what you're saying, Brian Headwelch, he left the band to find Jesus. He was realizing he was in a bad spot, and that music wasn't the right avenue for him anymore. He started his own solo thing. A festival that I've been to before in North Carolina, Carolina Rebellion, he was there in the crowd while they were performing, and they convinced him to go back up on the stage. And granted, this is after a 3-year hiatus. He comes up on the stage to play, and they got back together. So they're officially, minus the drummer, they're all back together writing music.
That's cool. I didn't know that Brian was back in it.
Yeah, he came back. This last album they recorded, he was on it, and they're recording another album right now, and he's obviously going to be on that one as well. So I'm
I
excited.
watched some of Brian's testimony, and just he would talk about like what I mean. You can imagine, you hear all the stories of rock star lifestyle and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but they took it like times 10, and like was there some statistic like when they were recording they spent like almost $100,000 in
alcohol and drugs and what I'm saying.
just for one album,
right? I have a couple of Brian's books, and one of the things I was reading, his turning point, he was at a show in Germany, and he was tracking a package from Hollywood to Germany, and it was his drugs that he ordered, and he had them shipped via UPS. And he's sitting in his hotel room refreshing the page, tracking his drugs coming from the US over to Germany, and that was his turning point, going, what am I doing? And I remember that part. That was in actually every one of his books, and he brings up that one moment going, what kind of junkie am I turning into? And he's a father, he wanted to see his daughter, and that's when he quit that tour, and that's when he ended everything. Interesting stories.
What an incredible testimony, though,
Right?
for the life-changing power of Jesus Christ. Like, that is awesome. Like, I don't know where everybody is on the spectrum of faith and stuff like that, but when you see someone that has gone to the heights of what the world can offer, and then to the depths of what hell is, and then to find that saving grace, man, that's powerful.
It really, and to still be successful with it and not really lose his background from it. He really hit the best of both worlds, and he did great doing it. And the band is better because of it too. I've seen them; they play around with each other. They have fun now, and I haven't seen that side of them ever as a fan. They're always angry at each other, and that's where you got that rawness from them. And they still have that edge, even with their new music. Gosh, I feel like I'm promoting an album right now.
Yeah.
Grief, man.
Well, that's we wanted to capture the passion of Korn.
Yeah, I'm definitely passionate with Korn. Yes.
That's cool, man. Well, you have a lot coming up in the next 30 days. Are you ready for this?
Do I have a choice?
No, the ship sailed, bud.
Yeah. Thanks.
I know things were looking kind of questionable for a moment there, just for a moment, on
Yeah.
your Tennessee house. And I was like, well, we didn't make this contingent, so
Bye.
you're going to Tennessee, buddy.
Yeah, you're gonna be homeless. Actually, officially today, I am unemployed, and in 10 more days, I'm gonna be homeless.
Well,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I thank you for that one.
Hey, if you're going to write a new chapter, man, you just got to start a whole new book.
And that's what we're doing. That's a lot of people kept on asking me why Tennessee, and it wasn't really that's the state that I wanted to go to. It just process of elimination, that countryside, the slower living. We mainly would go to dealerships' webpage and look up the hours. And I would look at the one that had the least amount of hours that had the best reviews, because happy employees, happy customers. And I just started looking at, I want my children to be successful, and it's such a rat race in California that I think it would be better have them trying their race out there than it would be here, and give them the opportunity to be successful. And I didn't think it's going to be not possible in California, but a lot harder. And it was difficult. I know it was difficult for you to become successful. It was for me as well. And that family life, work-life balance is just not there in our industries. And I don't want that for them. I didn't. And that's what drew me out to Tennessee.
Yeah, so you're actually going to be, cost of living is better out there, but then you're also going to be working fewer hours, but you're still going to have a great lifestyle. So that's really cool.
Yes.
And you know what? I said this earlier in the show, but I'm just so impressed with you as a father, because
Thank you.
Being a father is one of the greatest titles and experiences that we're ever going to have, and that relationship is one of the most important relationships.
I agree.
If not the most important relationship. And so for you to create that time for your family right now as they're young, because I didn't realize it until Jack's 14 now, so in 4 more years he's going to be an adult. But the whole parenting thing, it goes by very fast, and those seeds that you plant right now are going to carry on with them as when they become fathers, kind of thing, or parents.
Yeah.
So you're doing an amazing thing, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's going in the right direction.
I'm trying to make my family happy. They provided really well for me, and not monetary stuff, but in how to treat people. And I wanted the same thing for my kids. I had respect for my parents, and I see a lot of people with no respect for theirs. So that's what I wanted to do, and I'm trying to make my dad proud doing it.
That's awesome. And your dad was a big influence in your life.
Huge. Yeah, it was my neighbor, my best friend, my father, all next door. Yeah.
And he passed away, though.
Yes. About 8 years ago.
Wow.
So.
And it was unexpected, sudden kind of thing?
Not necessarily unexpected. I mean, him going to the hospital was unexpected. He went into the hospital on Valentine's Day. I don't think anyone really in my family celebrate the holiday now because of it. His lips were turning blue, and he told my mom he wasn't feeling good. And this is a man that could cut off his arm, and it's a flesh wound, we'll figure it out. So when he's saying he needs to go to the hospital, panic mode, he was in and out of he was in the hospital the entire time, in and out of ICU, and eventually ended up passing away of a disease called Wegener's. Calcing in his lungs and stuff made him unable to breathe and started getting infections from it. Wow. He passed away March 31st. But we went through the roller coaster of he's coming home, let's come say goodbye. He's coming home, come and say goodbye. We're like, I'll come to grips with reality. I just need to know what my reality is. And it was rough. Seeing my little brothers was the hardest part, though. He taught me how to be a parent. I was at that point. I'm an adult in my life. My 2 little brothers at the time, they were, that was 9. They were 13 and 8. And that's not a point. I mean, it's never a good point to lose a parent, but that's that age. That's
crucial time right there.
It was. So that part was hard. But again, like I said, I wish he was around for my kids, and I wasn't at that successful point in my life yet. That was the thing. Me buying my first home, you didn't get to see that. Stuff like that. That's the part that was hard. But it's brought a lot of our family closer together. He was the best one in our family, so he just made all of us better, and it was a good thing. Now,
if he was sitting here with us, what do you think he would say about what you're going through right now with going to Tennessee and all that?
Tell me I'm stupid.
You think so?
No, he would support me. I mean, even if I was doing something stupid, if I thought it was a good idea, he would support me on it. Pretty confident that he would figure out a way to go out there too. He would well, if that's what the nickname was, Poncho. Oh, hey, Poncho's going out there. We're going out there, and that's something you would do. Don't
ask.
No, I'm cool with the nickname now, but I hated that nickname, and there's only 10 people in this world that are allowed to call me it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. You've had a great life, great career. You're starting a whole new chapter. I see nothing but good things happening for you, for your family. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of the journey and writing a couple paragraphs in your story.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think we've helped each other mutually enough in both of our expertise. So thank you as well. You've done nothing but phenomenal things for us.
Thanks a lot, man.
Of course.
And so are you saying you would probably recommend and refer Ball Guy Red Tie to friends and family?
You got a blank check somewhere? Of course, 100%. Yes. I think I've referred you to many people, and yeah, 100%.
That's awesome, man. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what the Red Tie community is all about. It's about relationships. It's about experiences, and experiences are stories. And the story of our life, the messages of our life, that's what life's all about, is sharing those stories and sharing those relationships, those good times, the bad times. It's all part of the story.
Yeah.
And I just want to have you on the show today before you leave to say thank you for being who you are. Thank you for what you've done for my family. And I just wish you the best, man.
Well, thank you.
Yep. So that's it for this episode of the Red Tie Community Show with the Ball Guy in the Red Tie and Mr. Jason Arledge, Mr. Tennessee, heading on out there.
Yeehaw.
Saying, see you in escrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.